Hey everybody, Kelly here. So this week's video is actually part 2 of last week's video, continuing the kit making from May. I just didn't have a chance to get all the digital images put in, so I thought I'd split it into 2 parts, and so that second part will be coming up here. But I thought I'd do my intro and let the chickens do the intro actually. So my rose bush here was a little bit prettier last week. I wish I would have got out last week and got some footage, but it's still looking pretty nice and kind of is growing in almost a heart shape in a weird sort of way. But anyhow, chickens are over there having a ball today, getting lots of worms and enjoying their little area there. So I might add a couple more pictures of my garden area, but most of this video is going to be the rest of the kit making that I did in May. So if I make reference to any Patreons, it was from the month of May. So this is my little flower bed over by the propane tank. You can see I've got some weeding to do, some dandelions and some lamb's ear and some grass growing in there. My irises were pretty good in May, but now they're kind of spent. So, but the spirea, I believe it is, all of a sudden I can't think, is looking in full bloom and beautiful there. And of course I've got some grass that took over a plant here at the front, so I'm gonna have to come up with something different for that spot. And then a couple of coneflowers, a couple of butterfly, like a butterfly, not bush, but it was something, or it might have been bean balm, that's what I'm trying to think of, and daisy, and a couple of Asiatic lilies in there, or just lilies. And then you can see lots more weeding around here, and then we get into a little pretty spot with some daylilies. And I've kind of changed up my garden a little bit this year, so I'm gonna fix up the flower bed along here. I'm still working on one of my raised beds for right now, getting some soil in there. And then for this year, I'm just gonna do like a one lane garden kind of thing. Lots of pumpkins and a couple of gourds, couple of cucumber hills. Yeah. And then I've got tomatoes and green peppers in the raised bed over there. And I didn't get a chance to start some radishes early this spring, so I might wait till later in the fall. Although that's, you know, they're more of a summertime kind of thing. So maybe I'll try some here this week and see if we don't get too hot too soon. I might get a few. But anyhow, that's my little garden area this year. Not too much, just about the right amount to have to weed, so. And we seem to have gained a new kitty that is very, very friendly. Huh. Almost too friendly because she likes to bite. Are you inspecting the camera? Are you following my feet? You are. So for the moment, this peach tree is absolutely covered in peaches. So sometimes they drop them when they get too many. And of course the raccoons and the wildlife out here will get to a lot of them, but I might get some peaches later this year. We'll see. Oh, and there's that kitty again trying to trip me. Well, we should be getting some blackberries pretty soon, and this young peony over here didn't flower this year, but I've got hopes for it later. Maybe later this year, maybe next year. But it's at least still there. I've got 2 out of 4 that didn't make it, and the other one down at the other end, it was beautiful, and now it's looking pretty ragged. But yeah, blackberries are coming. So the windmill went down again this spring, so now it has become a little bit shorter. But Dad got it put back up. And then the beds here, they need to get weeded, but I got some pretty stuff growing. But I also have some wild daisies that need to get gone. And then we have a lot of wild daisies that need to get gone. It's supposed to be phlox and sedum and lavender and all the pretty stuff and coneflowers, but the wild daisy has really taken over, and there's probably some ragweed over there. It looks like I lost a couple solar lights too. Alright, well, I know my weekend project. Let me start with the ones that I have for Teresa Kogut. So I actually belong to her Patreon, so I've chosen several from her Patreon that I have the threads for, and I don't quite have the fabrics yet, but I think I decided that I would hold off on putting the fabrics in my bag here until I really reviewed the digital charts and made sure that these were going to be the that these threads went well with the fabrics that I was choosing. So but I need to review her digital charts first. So first one is God Bless Me, which was just released in her Patreon last month, I believe, this month maybe. Also Hope and Love, which I believe was a fundraiser one that she was doing for a little boy with cancer, and so I have that one and I want to do that. Next one is called Right and Just. I'll be 100% honest with you, I can't remember what the chart looks like, so hopefully I've put it right here. That must be it must be a newer one. Might actually not be a newer one, now that I think about it. I don't know. And I've just kind of thrown some other fabrics in here because I think I know what color a couple of those are, and I'm kind of put some choices in already. Alright, so next one is Gathering Bittersweet, which was a pattern from last fall's Patreon, and I think she might have released that one actually. All of a sudden, I'm not sure. I'm sorry. It'll be pictured up here. I also got the threads for the chart Miracle Grow, which was part of her Patreon. Not sure if that one's released or not. Sorry. Not staying up to date on what she's... I mean, if they're part of her Patreon, she usually is going to release them within the next year or so. So, and these are all within the last year. So, Christmas Stitching should be up there. Jack's Welcome. Yeah, so this is okay. So just Christmas Stitching and Jack's Welcome. Also, Row of Jacks. I think when I do this one, I'm actually gonna trim off their feet. She intended them for like a dancing snowmen, but I like them just as a row of snowmen, so I might do it slightly differently. And then the next one is Peace on Earth, and they all take very similar threads, so I went ahead and decided I was gonna put them all in the same bag. So all right, next one is, this might be actually this month's Patreon. Patriotic Blooms and Peace and Patriotism and Prickly Thorn. So yeah, I think it's this month. I might be wrong. Could be last year. But yeah, I'll have them all pictured up here. Okay, so that was all of my ones for Teresa Kogut. And then I did also kit up a couple others from Patreon or from digital. So, let me see here. Alright, so hello from Liz Matthews. Next one would be, and I've thrown a little hoop in here, and I've thrown in some fabrics for a couple of these. So my two from Hello from Liz Matthews are Pumpkin House, Seaside, and Busy Hands. Now, Pumpkin House and Seaside I know have been released. They were part of our Patreon, but I'm fairly certain that they've both been released. And Busy Hands was actually from our Patreon. It might have also been released. I'm not 100% sure. But those are some fabric choices that I have for those three. And can't wait to get started on those. Pumpkin House, I'm sure will be one that I'll start later this summer. Possibly late fall. Some of these I really am just kitting up to start either later this summer, fall, winter. But most of them will actually be next spring. So, and like I said, in next May, I don't plan on doing any kind of Maynia, other than maybe putting in a few stitches on each of these every day. So, but it is nice to just be able to go to a project and pick it up, and it's all ready. Threads are ready, fabric's ready, hoops are there, all that sort of thing. Now, I don't have scissors and needles and all that in all of these just yet. But I have needles in that I can throw in, etc. I just don't have this many scissors. So, but I do have a little sewing kit that I'm about to make up, so I can really just grab it and any one of these bags and I'll be set. All right, lots more digital right here. So, okay, let me pull all these out. There's quite a few here. All right, so I have the threads for several free stitches from Fat Quarter Shop. So I've got Haunted Halloween and Christmas Time. Actually, I guess that was the only, it said several, I guess that was the only two that I have in here. So I've got the threads for it, and that's the threads that I still need to get. But I have a master list, and then I just left these little lists in the bag so that I can take that master list and then come back to the bags and double check myself. So, all right. Don't have fabrics pulled yet for a lot of these digital ones, but again, I need to review the pictures before I make final decisions on that. So this will be kind of a continuing project into June. So I may not get a lot of other stuff done, but we'll see. Okay, so boomerang stitches, bauble birds, and then she does such a great job with her patterns, and I just love them. So I can't wait to get started on that one. And the other one that I have kitted in here for threads is by Ink Circles, and it's called Spring Snow. It was a freebie on their website, so go to their website and get that. All right, now we have Fox and Rabbit. So Fox and Rabbit, through their Patreon, they have a gathering of pine cones. I believe it's also been it was also released this spring at Nashville Needlework Market. I'm fairly certain on that one. And I also have their patterns Happy 4th and Land of the Free. So those were two freebie charts that they had on their website. I believe they still do. So I'll have them pictured here and go get them. And it's foxandrabbit.com in case I forget to link it below. All right, next one. Let me go this way. Okay, so Owl Forest Embroidery, Summer in the Village, pictured here. That should be the largest one that I have from Owl Forest Embroidery in this these couple right here. But I also did threads for Glutton Waxwing, which is a really pretty bird pattern. Spring Hopping, which will be very nice to stitch on next Easter. It's really pretty and lots of pastel colors. And Pumpkin Color Autumn. So can't wait to do that one in autumn. And as you can see, there's some of my threads, and I really only have a few more to add to it. So, all right, so let me set that down. And next ones are the Blue Flower, Quilber, which was a little pattern that she offered during, yeah, it was the Jingle Ball last year. It was a little free pattern that she offered when she did the pattern. I can't think. When she went to an animal rescue and did a little video for the Jingle Ball of Quilber, who was a what am I trying to say? Oh, I can't think of the word, the name of the animal. I'm so sorry. Oh, I hate it when these things happen. I can picture him too. It just drives me nuts. It's so silly. Anyhow, so I also have her pattern called Tall Treat. I'll have that pictured there, and cute little giraffe Christmas ornament pattern. So can't wait to do that one. And let's see, I have some free stitches. I honestly, what were these? I feel like this might have been from the Blue Flower as well. I don't have it listed here, but they were from some free stitches, and I have the names of the stitches listed on the back. One is the Meow the Merrier, oh my goodness, the Meow the Merrier, so a Christmas stitch. The Moo the Merrier, and something Halloween by Crochet Go-Go. Okay, I couldn't read my own writing for a second there. And I think it's just Happy Halloween. So I'll post those up there. And those were all free stitches from Crochet Go-Go. Okay, last ones. This one is from Primitive Quilts and Primitive Quilts and Projects magazine from the summer 2024 issue on page 38. It's Vintage Farmhouse by Lori Pengelly. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get a picture of this one because I'm not sure if I know how to download it from the magazine. I have the magazine download, the full magazine. I'm not sure if I can get just the individual picture. But it's Vintage Farmhouse by Lori Pengelly, summer 2024 issue of Primitive Quilts and Projects. And who else was it that was stitching it that had a picture of it? I can't remember now. Oh no. I feel like it might have been Maria the Green Stitcher. I'm not sure. I could be totally wrong on that. But I really like her channel. What Mandy Made Next. I think that might have been her, not her most recent video, but the one before that. Or possibly, you know what? I think it was January, actually. I think it was her January video, What Mandy Made Next. Anyhow, it's very cute. If I can get a picture of it, I'll put it up. Otherwise, I'm sorry I'm talking about it. All right, next one was Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. Same thing. I might not be able to get a picture of it, but from the spring 2025 issue called Dragonfly Sewing Box, and I forgot to write the name of the designer. Hopefully I can get the picture and post it up there. Okay, so that's all my kits. I hope. Wait, hang on. All of a sudden I see another bag down here. What's this bag? Okay, that was the one I just went over. Sorry. All right, so that's all my kits. Like I said, still got some finishing touches to put on these kits, and then they'll go into rotation and maybe be getting started on a little bit later this summer, fall, winter. Um, Otherwise, thanks for watching, and hopefully next time I will have some quilt blocks to show. I will have some finished stitches, and maybe I'll even start one or two of these. All right, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.